All right, sorry, I got interrupted by a phone call. So where was I? I was talking about how this thing came about and how the Mueller investigation started. The Mueller investigation was designed to cover up evidence and cover up criminal activity under the Obama administration. They already knew before the thing started that I had nothing to do with the Russians, that whatever evidence they had was probably planted. And when honest FBI agents started looking at it, they realized very quickly that I have nothing to do with the Russians. I don't speak Russian. I don't know any Russians. I don't have any contact with Russians. They even tried to insinuate I bought a couple ham radios for emergency use. I don't have a ham radio license, but so therefore I can't really legally key the mics. But they tried to use Nellie Orr. You remember, she had a ham license and she speaks Russian. So they tried to insinuate that somehow I was communicating with Russians on this little walkie-talkie ham radio, which is ridiculous. Anybody knows anything about ham radio, you can talk very long distances, even to Russia, but it has to be really low frequency, and you need a really big antenna to do that. But but they tried to play that angle, and didn't work out. So the Mueller investigation was designed to gather up any information about me, even what happened under Obama, in order to stall and hopefully get Trump out of office, or find something else on him. Now they're going after his taxes and stuff. They're trying to find anything. They're going on a fishing expedition. And that's exactly what they did to me. They went through my life and went and tried to do a fishing expedition to find anything that they could hold over my head and get me to tell them what they wanted to hear. That I was trying to help the Trump campaign on behalf of the Russians. So this, of course, this went on. And so I finally got a letter from the president. And it didn't discuss any of the FBI abuses. It was just a real nice letter talking about what he's doing for the opioid epidemic. And funny thing was, it was mailed to my address I was at, a rental house. I didn't forward any mail there. They could have mailed it to my sister's house. I would have got it. It was mailed to my rental house. Now, how the White House knew that's where I lived, I don't know. And also, I signed the letter, David Youngblood. Well, I get the letter back, and it's on top of it, it says, to David Allen Youngblood. So, where did they get my middle name? Some clerk in the White House looked up where I actually live now and looked up my actual full name? Or is there more to it than that? And the answer is obvious. There's more to it than that. So the letter got Comey fired, started the Mueller investigation. Mueller investigation covered up the evidence. And here we are now. So I don't know what's going on now. I'm sure there's probably other investigations. I'm sure every corrupt prosecutor and DOJ political bias hack is out there making up stuff about me, and just keeping investigations ongoing because they can tie up evidence, keep it from getting to the Senate Judiciary Committee, which I'm kind of pissed about because I wrote all those guys a letter back in December. I haven't got any responses, and I don't know, if you've ever written your senator a letter, usually you get a response, just like the White House or just like the Attorney General. Generally, they have teams of people that do nothing but at least send out a form letter saying, yeah, we're going to take a look at this, or thanks for writing, we're not interested in this right now, but we appreciate your response. So I haven't got anything. The only letter out of the dozens of letters I've written over the past 3 years, the only letter I got back was from the White House. So, and let's go into this. The Mueller team also, so when they couldn't prove that I was a Russian asset, then they tried to eliminate me. You remember the story about the, I don't know if you watched the news, you've seen the 737 MAX, how that whole fleet was grounded by Boeing. Well, the reason that was grounded is because the intelligence community had a way to crash those planes using a laptop in the coach area. They could actually send somebody on board, run a program, pay some guy, I don't know, pay you $1,000, take this laptop up there with you and run this program while you're up there, and next thing you know, these things crash. So I was on a flight, and they tried that. It was from San Antonio to Denver. This was during the Mueller investigation. Well, they hauled the guy off. Secret Service got involved, and TSA hauled the guy, I guess with the laptop, off the plane. Thank goodness. And then I get up to Denver, drive up to Casper, Wyoming, and they had the Department of Homeland Security at my hotel. SWAT team. I'm talking about 20 vehicles. Some marked, most of them unmarked, because I assume they had a backup plan. They were going to try to get rid of me, capture me. I don't know what their plans were, but if you're dead, they can accuse you of anything. And so they've tried this multiple times, send assassins, whatever. And it kind of gets old, and they're not very successful. But so anyway, that's how this whole thing came about, and that's where we're at today. Durham's looking into the origins of the Russian hoax. They got Kleinsmith the other day. Kevin Kleinsmith pleaded guilty to altering an email, altering evidence, fabricating evidence in order to build a case, which I'm very familiar with. That's what the FBI does, or what they did. I'll say that. I think the FBI is probably a different animal than they were a few years ago. They've totally cleaned out the headquarters. They've got rid of all those Ivy League hacks that have no business running a lemonade stand, and put some people in there that are trustworthy, and there are probably still a few bad apples in the FBI, that want to use their political bias to target specific people instead of investigating criminal activity like they should. They should be investigating criminal activity, not going into people's lives and trying to find a crime. And if they can't find a crime, they'll try to build a crime. And that's what they did to me. That's what they did to me for years under Obama. That's what they did with this Russia thing. No different. And they don't want to tell you this stuff. They've got a political agenda, and they want to protect the powerful. They want to protect the crooks. And anybody that tells you the truth is, like Nate Kane. They not try to discredit you or make you look like a radical right-wing nut job that's gonna take a gun out and go kill a bunch of pedophiles one day. So we just believe in law and justice. We believe in that people should be held accountable for criminal activity, and there should be a fair standard that applies to everybody. And the only way for the FBI and the Justice Department and our government to get their credibility back is not to hide this kind of stuff. And that's what there's a lot of pressure right now to hide what's happened to me. And that's not going to happen. Okay, it's going to come out. The FBI is going to publicly apologize, and they're probably going to get their ass suit off, along with everybody involved, because I'm definitely going to collect damages from these people, because they've harmed my reputation. They've accused me of things I haven't done, They've drugged me. I don't know how many times. I probably could buy a brand new truck for all the dates I've taken FBI informants out on, knowing something was going to happen. You know, I was going to get drugged with methamphetamine or LSD or some roofies or something, you know, because they want to discredit you, you know, or they want to drug you in a public place, wait till you get high as a kite, and then arrest you, and then, oh, well, we need to go search his stuff. We'll go search his truck. We'll go search his apartment. We'll go search his house. And, of course, what are they going to find? They're going to find something they planted. You know, and that's what they do. You know, they'll plant child porn on your computer. You know, that's why I got rid of all my electronics, you know, for a long time, because during the Obama years, because I've seen what these guys do. They'll hack in your Facebook account, your Messenger. You know, they'll send messages to people, you know, vulgar messages or, you know, or whatever, to your friends or family or their children, you know, and you know, looks like you. And of course, and they try to build the case that way. And so that's exactly what these guys have done. And they know it. That's why they won't arrest me. They're not going to arrest me because they know, you know, the FBI is not going to charge me with anything. You know, they're going to try to discredit me is what they're going to do. Because they know if they charge me with something, there is a team of high-powered attorneys that would take this case pro bono in a heartbeat. You know, you know, it's one of the biggest cases in the country. I mean, just for the publicity it would generate. So they're not going to do that. So they're going to discredit me or try to kill me, you know, and then they make everything go away. But so far that hasn't been the case. So I suggest if you're out there and you are a witness and you're being forced to lie, or you're a prosecutor or a dirty prosecutor and you're trying to build some fake case or find somebody that'll accuse me of something, you know, you probably ought to think about telling the truth. You know, you don't want to go up against you know somebody that's innocent and accuse them of something that they haven't done. You know, God doesn't like that kind of stuff. You know, look what's happening to China right now. You know, I kind of prayed that God would put some judgment on China. They seem to be a atheist nation. They don't believe in God, and you know, they released this Wuhan virus on the world. You don't know if it was accidental. I think it was probably intentional. I think they were distributing it through the World Health Organization, matter of fact, which is why Trump defunded them. But you know, just speculation. But whatever, they're reaping the punishment from it. Now, you know, now God doesn't do everything I pray for, but do you really want to take that chance? You know that God's not going to answer a prayer. China chose wrong in this case, and they're paying the consequences for it. The only thing the cabal understands is power. And if they so much as flinch, they're going to get it back 10 times as hard. And when they know that, they'll think twice about doing this kind of evil stuff. So anyway, that's all I got for this morning. I thought I'd fill you in a little bit, let you know what's going on. The government doesn't want to tell you what's going on, so, you know, somebody's got to. I better get to work.